What's happening, guys? Today is another day down here at the shop. Above me is the Roadster. We're gonna get a big jump on this today. I finished up with Nick's car. The head came off. I'll actually show you really quick what happened to it. The head gasket went in it, and Roberto thinks that maybe like a little bit of rock got into there, but you can see right here, that's in a combustion chamber. Cylinder 1 is fucked. Cylinder 2 is pretty bad. Cylinder 5 is the other worst one, or 6 is bad. 5, 4, and 3 aren't the worst, but they're still pretty bad. So, Nick's car needs a new head. Bottom end is perfectly fine. We already looked at that, made sure everything was good. But Roberto right now is trying to get the power steering to work. These are the solutions that we have right here for the power steering. We're actually shaving the alternator, and we got to get this thing going so that can be done. And then we're going to go ahead and do the clutch line really quick. And then we have to figure out just one other thing, and then this thing will be moving around. We have to go to Harvey's and go pick up the intake piping, and it should be good. So this thing will be moving soon. So let's go ahead and keep going on this thing. On the side here, we have the gas lines and the brake lines that go to the back. Before, they were just flopping around, and now they have rubber on them so that they are insulated from each other, and they have zip ties to hold them all the way along down here. On this part especially, we had to put rubber on them so that they didn't rub through on the new transmission and transmission mount, basically, because that's what this big beam is in the center. So we had to insulate all of these from each other and from the mount so that it didn't rub through. Now we have to get these bolts. Roberto just went to go get some food, and he's gonna get the bolts for me on his way back. And when he gets back, he's gonna start doing some electrical stuff. But before that, I'm gonna put the O2 sensor in, the wideband right there. He picked that up. That's for this car. Chris got the harness from Wiring Specialties. Wow, I can't talk right now. Wiring Specialties. So they just use a normal Bosch wideband sensor. So that's super cool. And I checked all of the brake lines, made sure that all of those were tight because, you got to make sure that everything's tight because, just tightness. So we went through all of the lines, made sure everything was tight. I just made sure that all of the calipers are on there nice and good, nice and tight now. And we're gonna do the wideband, we're gonna bleed all the brakes, and we're gonna bleed the clutch because we just finished this up. We had it, instead of a 90 that went right here, we had it switched out from a 90 to a straight. So now it's just a banjo fitting to a line that goes all the way up through here, and then it goes to the actual master at the top. And I finished up the reservoir. So I'll bring the car down real quick after I put this O2 sensor in, and I'll show you guys what I did with the master for the reservoir so that it's in a nice spot and easy to get to. So let's go ahead and do this stuff. The car is a little bit down. I had to find some sockets, but here is the actual mount for the clutch reservoir. Came out pretty nice if I don't say so myself. There's a little bit of rubber on either side of this holding it in there nice and tight. And then we have the hose that goes down through there, hose clamps on both sides, one 10mm nut going through it to hold it against this. I had to Dremel out just a little bit against the firewall just so that the hose would fully sit down into there. You can kind of see it right along the back right there. So we're gonna go ahead and paint the bracket once we get all of this done. And then we can go ahead, put the bracket back on. I'll probably spray a little bit of paint on the firewall too, just so that it won't rust. I don't think Rednick's really gonna drive this that much in the wintertime. I hope he's not going to, but we're gonna finish this up. But right now I'm just gonna fill both of these systems up with fluid. I'm gonna fill this one up, and I'm gonna fill this one up right here. So we're gonna fill up the brake, which is bone dry, nothing in this thing. And then we're gonna fill up the clutch, and we're gonna just bleed these systems. So let's go ahead and get to it. So guys, we've been chugging along on this thing all night. Me and Roberto are getting, he still thinks we're not even close, but I think we're pretty close.
Not close, just so much to do. There's so many things in this thing that's fucked up.
Yeah, that were bad, that need to be fixed, but
well, we got the power steering done. Haven't tested it yet, but that was a big thing. Just getting this flex fuel harness extended so we can
Run it to its proper spot now.
And then figure out the fan situation, so I gotta wire up the fans. And then hopefully put a dipstick in. Rudnick told me that the dipstick wouldn't fit.
The dipstick in there now?
Dipstick in there now. So, but it's all little stuff like that. Like that took 15 minutes. You know what I mean? The power steering took all day. You know, just stuff like that. It just takes time. And yeah, luckily a couple things at the shop changed, so we have I have a little bit extra time to help you with this. So hopefully we can get this started up again online. Yeah.
So we have belts on it now also, so now that the belts are on it, we can actually start it and let it run for a lot longer. When we do that, we'll probably bleed the brakes while we're at it there, and then we'll bleed the clutch. So the fluids are all going to be done tonight. Over here, I am actually spray painting a couple of these brackets that we made, so that this one is for the boost controller and this one is for the clutch reservoir. So I'm going to spray those down and let those dry for a couple minutes, and then we'll spray them again and maybe a third time, and then we're going to put those in, and those brackets should be done. Then we just have to keep moving along on some other stuff like that, I guess. Roberto likes to throw things at me now.
This is the point.
But yes, we're almost ready. And right now is we have the intake pipe back. Today is another day. We got the intake pipe back. Intake pipe is back on. Intake air temperature sensors plugged in. I plumbed up a couple other things so that we can actually let it run now. Alternator's new. So what we were doing last night was we ran into some trouble. The alternator wasn't actually charging and working, and then Roberto and Jack figured it out today what was going on with it.
Well, no, that alternator we have is bad.
Okay, but still, what was going on with the alternator? The system.
The Nissan alternators use like a reference point for it's a resistor. It uses the little alternator light in your dash. That's why when you turn your key on, the alternator light is on, and then when the engine starts, it shuts off.
Okay.
So we have to recreate that for it to work. But we're just adding a bulb to the system, which is enough resistance, and then that way it'll be an alternator light as well. But the original one was bad though.
Yeah.
So
that alternator was bad, and then we fixed the situation we had. So on this bracket right here,
that was good.
What we did was it actually went all the way through, so we cut the bracket in half and put a nut and a bolt on it so that it would hold it tight. So now it's just the front two pieces that are holding it on. So now that's all good. Yeah.
That should be plenty to hold it. I mean, this is not going to see enough stress to ever break it. So I think we're good.
So that's on there. The blow off is all plumbed up. I bled the clutch, so the clutch is nice and stiff now. Feels really good, actually.
Power steering works.
Power steering. Roberto plumbed all that up last night. He put the fittings on, ran the lines. This is the temporary one for right now, right?
Correct. Yeah, I'd like to switch out this line for something with a higher burst pressure. This will work and will work for many years, but I don't know. I don't like putting things to the limit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put a slightly better line in eventually.
So this might be ran for the little thing that Rudnick's gonna do, but he'll drop the car back off and we'll get this line made for the last time. We'll put it on for him. But right now, I would like to bleed the brakes with Roberto here. So we're gonna bleed the brakes
and then scratch my back first.
Yeah, Roberto's gonna scratch his back. We're gonna bleed the brakes, and then we're going to go ahead back up top, and Roberto's gonna start doing his electrical stuff. So let's get to bleeding these brakes.
Sweet optimal backwood. Sweet optimal backwood. Sweet optimal backwood.
So now, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the wheels on. Then Roberto's gonna start doing his thing, but I think that's gonna be it after I put the wheels on. And then we're gonna start tomorrow's video.
Something I'd love to do before this is over is you want to put the front wheels on, get on the ground, start it, and just see if the power steering actually works.
Sure.
That'd be kind of cool, right?
So we're gonna do that.
Oh, and clean the calipers. Get rid of all the brake fluid.
Yeah. So then we're gonna do this, and we're gonna end the video. So guys, do we have power steering? We have power steering.
I did a good job.
Bert did a good job. Look at that. So now, guys, I'm gonna leave it up to Roberto. Roberto's gotta do some wiring. I have to do some more stuff in the engine bay, but whoa, flutters. But tonight, we should be driving it around. So that'll be in tomorrow's video. So guys, that's about it though, guys. If you guys like the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share, do all the good stuff. I'll see you later. Bye.